Thanks so much for joining us right at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax. We appreciate that. And we do have a lot to talk about this morning. But first, we want to get right to the forecast, get you ready to get out the door. Meteorologist Tyler Hughes is here with that first check. Hey, good morning, Tyler.
Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Good?
Feeling, yeah, ready to start
ready for the weekend.
Exactly, yes. We're almost there. So close, right? And before we can get to the weekend, we do have a little bit of fog we have to contend with out there this morning. So visibility is down predominantly in the eastern half of Connecticut and more focused in the northeastern hills. So down to a quarter of a mile in Willimantic, 4.5 miles of visibility in Tolland right now, and under 3 miles of visibility in Putnam. A live look on our iCam in Middletown. Also seeing some fog. You actually can't see Middletown. It's shrouded in fog right now. Some nice color in the sunrise though on our iCam. So you may want to leave a little bit of extra time as you head out the door. Just keep that in mind. Temperatures are in the upper 30s and 40s out there right now. So we're at 39 in Hartford, 38 Windsor Locks, 35 Meriden, just hanging out in the 40s along the immediate shoreline in New Haven and Bridgeport. So it's a chilly start this morning. That's a bit cooler than it was yesterday as well. So you'll need that jacket, that sweatshirt as you head out the door. Later on today, Futurecast tracking the possibility for a few pop-up sprinkles around 4, 5, 6 o'clock or so, but these will be quick movers, 5-10-minute showers if you see one. Something to be prepared, though. You might want to stash the umbrella in the car so you have it for later just in case. I'll have more on how that weekend forecast is looking coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, though, let's get another check of the roads this morning. Good morning to you, Caitlin.
Oh, hey, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. 7:02. Just waking up with us here on your Friday. We do appreciate that. First, alerting you to an incident here through Meriden. This is on 91, right by exit 17. So right where you're merging onto the parkway here this morning. Off to the shoulder, not going to slow you down too much. Just a reminder to slow down and move over. It is the law. This could slow you down, though, here. This reduced visibility, lots of fog through Middletown. This is along Route 9 running along the Connecticut River, and we have a lot of daytime construction that's expected to pop up anytime now, really, most of it between about 8:30 and 9 o'clock. First, alerting you to this here in Meriden, Route 15 northbound, exit 64B to 91 north. That area blocked off for about a week. We've got all the details up in the WFSB app. Live look outside here in Hartford. Things moving along as they are here in Waterbury. So it's a little bit of good news. Let's get you those drive times as you're heading out the door. No issues until you get down through Fairfield County here, but even that drive time approaching an hour and a half, not doing too bad for this time of morning. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, this morning we're hearing exclusively from the man whose wife was shot and killed outside of her Bridgeport home with the couple's 1-year-old daughter sitting nearby. The man says he was working out of state on the night of that shooting, and police are now investigating it. They say they believe it's a domestic violence situation. The victim's husband says he doesn't know who would want to kill his wife and is remembering all the good times they had together.
She's very kind. She all the time laughing. Is a great person.
Well, no arrests have been made. If you know anything, call police.
This morning, another airline is leaving Bradley International Airport for good. Avelo Airlines says it will end service there next year. The announcement comes just 1 week before Spirit Airlines leaves Bradley next week as part of a restructuring plan. Avelo offers flights to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic, which are particularly helpful for the state's large Jamaican and Latino populations. The airline says the decision was based on a lack of demand, but the state's airport authority called that a bad excuse. We have their full response to the airline's departure on our website.
And the Hartford Public School District could be forced to close some schools because of the current financial state. On Thursday, the mayor announced new plans to improve city schools. This plan, happening in the next few months, will focus on making changes to improve education for Hartford students. Public school enrollment has dropped 21% in the last 15 years. Around half of students living in the city attend schools outside of the district.
All right, now families across the state are bracing for potential increases to health care costs.
Yeah, this all has to do with the government shutdown that is now in its 24th day. Your reporter Taylor Knight has the warning from lawmakers.
Well, lawmakers say that if you receive your health insurance through Access Health CT, be prepared for price increases for next year's coverage. Today, members of Connecticut's delegation will be here in Middletown calling attention to the urgent need for Congress to maintain Affordable Care Act credits. This is what the state uses to determine how much people pay for insurance through Access Health CT. Roughly 150,000 people will receive letters in the mail starting tomorrow showing them what they're paying this year and what the estimated increase is for next year. The state says people could be paying several times more per month than they are right now, and that price depends on if Congress fails to maintain Affordable Care Act tax credits. The deadline to enroll in Access Health CT is December 15th, so the governor is suggesting that you wait a month before you enroll so you have a better idea of just how drastic these price increases might be. Your reporter in Middletown, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, this scandal also shining a light on how sports betting is impacting our state. Now, experts warn that young men are especially vulnerable to gambling, and the consequences can be catastrophic.
All right, let's get to your reporter, Roger Sanin, who's explaining why some experts believe Congress needs to step in to protect bettors from themselves.
All right, good morning, Roger. Can we get to him?
Good morning. We are outside the sports book at People's Bank Arena. And, you know, the truth, though, is here in Connecticut, if you're an adult, you can essentially gamble anytime, anywhere, as long as you have one of these, a cell phone. And experts warn that the impact has been devastating. And listen, gambling has never been easier in our country than it is right now. 38 states, including Connecticut, have legalized recreational wagering. And the World Health Organization reports that nearly 2% of Americans suffer from gambling addiction, and the large majority of those victims are young men. Listen to this, nearly half of men between the ages of 18 and 49 have at least one online sportsbook account. Hartford healthcare psychiatrist Dr. Andre Newfield says it's difficult to even understand the scope of the problem because by the time people seek help, they've often already dealt with disastrous consequences.
It's so accessible that it's hard to know because people set up these accounts, and until it's a major problem, it's just sort of brewing in the background.
And this morning, more and more leaders and experts are essentially saying enough is enough. At 11 o'clock, Senator Richard Blumenthal is hosting a rally about this scandal and also pushing legislation that he says would do a better job holding sports gambling companies accountable and also protecting consumers. Reporting in Hartford this morning, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, we have an update for you this morning. Police say there was no criminal intent when a driver called out several times to a young girl outside of a school in Bristol Wednesday. Investigators say they tracked down that driver after putting out that request for information, and they found that thankfully it was just a misunderstanding. Police say school staff did the right thing when they believed the child could be at risk, and they still encourage anyone who sees something suspicious to report it, of course.
And this morning, school leaders in Waterbury are addressing a fight at Wilby High School that ended with multiple students arrested on Wednesday. One student was injured after falling and is expected to recover. Now, the superintendent says he's committed to providing a safe space for students and teachers. The district recently added more security cameras, which police can view in real time.
Well, today in Hartford, the city is celebrating the official reopening of the newly renovated People's Bank Arena. It comes ahead of the first concert since it reopened. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Stevie Nicks performing there tomorrow. Changes to the arena include new seats, a new concourse, and video boards. And of course, we gave you your exclusive first look ahead of the Hartford Wolfpack's game last Friday.
This morning, a report from state investigators says a Hartford police officer was justified when she shot and hurt a man. The officer's body camera caught the incident. Officer Gabrielle Arruda shot Alexander Garay twice on Maple Avenue in November after police say he pulled out a gun. Moments before, police say he sped away from officers, crashed, and then refused to get out of the car. He survived the shooting, and officers later found a loaded pistol in his vehicle.
All right, let's take you town by town now. We'll give you a look at what's happening across our state today.
A lot of great stories here in New Haven. Today marks the start of the city's tutoring program. The school district is teaming up with 19 organizations to help students boost their math and reading skills.
Yeah, they'll also offer some after-school sports programs. Organizers are hoping to reach about 1,400 students. And in Hartford, some local kids have the chance to learn how to manage their money. The State Office of the Treasurer partnering with Aetna for the Junior Achievement More Than Money Conference. Students from 4 districts will learn about saving and investing to help prepare them for the future.
Police in New Milford are reminding you to protect your belongings after reports of vehicle break-ins. Police say they're happening in the area near Park Lane and Lover's Leap. Here's how they say you can stay safe. Listen to this. Lock your doors. I know, right? Sounds so simple, but a lot of people don't do it. Remove all of your valuables and park in a well-lit area. Install a video camera if possible, and call 911 if you ever see something suspicious.
Well, UConn women's basketball team will finish out their preseason this weekend. They take on Southern Connecticut at the newly reopened People's Bank Arena in Hartford. The reigning champs are currently the top-ranked team in women's college basketball.
And this year, we are proud to bring you live pregame shows before every home game for both the UConn men and women. As part of our partnership, we'll include the game coverage that starts at 12:30 on Sunday on our sister station, The Wax. You can also watch the game there when it tips off at 1 p.m.